Ardy, good morning.
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing well.
Well, we're okay.
And obviously, big storms yesterday in Atlanta, and you had some bad luck with some lightning.
Oh yeah, big lightning hit, and but before we get to my segment, I also want to add my salutations and thoughts to all the troops on Memorial Day. And honestly, it's one of those holidays that you wish we didn't have because we wish we didn't need one to remember people killed in battle and serving the country. But obviously, that's not the case. Let's hope that going forward, the names added to those ranks continue to decrease. But we certainly, I know Michelle's dad served in battle, and we got to recognize that. And I gotta remember my mom.
Absolutely,
I mean, all 4'10" of her. Actually served in the South Pacific and is buried in Arlington National Cemetery.
Yeah,
so
there's not much,
really something.
And you and I both know there is nothing. If you've seen a military funeral, I mean, it's somber, but it is all at once beautiful.
It'll give you chills, yeah. But and your other comment, Michelle, talking about the record for rifle shots, 1.5 miles. Actually, that was the runner-up. Bernie has been known to hit people sitting from his office in London, anywhere in the world.
It's amazing his shots when they ring out, aren't they? All right, Ardy's Insider Report. Let's kick it off. Let's start on that. USGP. It's been a hot subject this morning. From we getting calls from Austin. A lot of fans, even on Twitter, that are following us and talking online, say yes, they'd love to see it. Some are saying it'll never happen. I'm kind of up in the air here. I'm not sure that these backers are worthy enough of all that money. I mean, I don't know all the details.
You should be up in the air. And again, we listen. We hope they succeed. So don't take any of this as we don't want to see the guys pull off a USGP for 10 years in Austin. It'd be very cool. It's a neat city, but you got to be very candid and say when Tony George and Indianapolis Motor Speedway made that announcement, there was no skepticism. Why? Because there was a world-class facility. There was already a demonstrated capacity for putting on massive sporting events between their Indy 500 and the Brickyard and the other races. And, of course, the commitment and the means to build the infrastructure. And if, they don't think that the USGP at Indy was a purpose-built circuit, I would just invite you to go there and look at the construction and the garages and everything else they did to run that track in the opposite direction. So now someone comes and announces an event where nothing exists. I don't think we've even heard where it might be built. And when you step back, and I've analyzed this whole thing over the last few days, and what I really have to tip my hat to, guys, is the mastery, the absolute mastery of Bernie Ecclestone in playing behind the scenes. I mean, just look at how this unfolded. You could just literally be a fly in the wall in the negotiations of the guys in Austin, and let's say they really were in the works for a year or more, like they claim, and Bernie is out there naming cities he's looking at in Vegas and New York, and their name isn't coming up, and they're like, oh, I wonder if he's taking this seriously. And then you kind of get down to the wire a few weeks ago thinking, okay, it's deal signing time, and what does Bernie do? Oh, I got a lot of interest from a track in Monticello. In fact, I've already had the designer go there. Jing, 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 jing. Cash register. Jing, jing, jing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Bernie's got someone else. You can just see it playing out. And bear in mind, guys, all the money that we're talking about being thrown around is just to get the place built. You still have to pay the sanction fee, which, depending on where you fall into his ranking, of how bad he wants to come there, could rank from as little as $1, which is what Monaco pays, to upwards of $50 million of what some of these governments are paying in places like India to get an F1 race.
Is that not amazing?
Yeah.
Hey, Ardy, we're talking to Ardy and Arani's Insider Report. It's Rob D'Amico, Michele Rahal, Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. Now, we've heard Eddie Gossage, he's the track president over at Texas Motor Speedway, saying, hey, my facility costs $250 million. They don't even have a facility yet over there in Austin.
Well, exactly. And again, you start throwing the numbers around of, of what it takes to do something to the F1 standard. And if you think Texas Motor Speedway is nice, and it is, just wait till the F1 boys come in. And I don't say that to be funny, just the practicality. For example, you got to have a broadcast center that can accommodate people broadcasting in, 50 some different languages, each one of them with their own area to do it. I mean, it's a scale that you don't normally encounter at any other type of racing venue. Again, I wish them the best. They have got a massive task ahead of them, both financially and logistically, to pull something like this off.
We're talking to Ardy Arani. Ardy Arani's Insider Report. It's Rob D'Amico, Michele Rahal. Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. The numbers here, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. You can watch the internet webcast right now live at speed.com or racedayonfox.com. Ardy Arani.
Hey, Rob, one last comment. You guys remember, and I know Michele does, remember
he doesn't remember much.
Oh, he remembers this.
Oh, okay.
Because he remembers how it worked out last time F1 went to Texas. How did that go? There was one race in Dallas,
yes,
and that was it. It was one and done, and they never went back.
Yeah.
That was a street race. They tried to pull off a street race.
So, we'll see what happens. It's going to keep us all busy talking about it. I know you guys in my intro, mentioned that I've negotiated with Bernie and lived to talk about it, and, the reality is that comment refers to the fact that at the time, and it was some time ago, I owned the racetrack. There was an infrastructure. There was all the things in place, and Bernie came over and we sat down and we tried to do the deal. Ironically, it was the deal that ended up going to Dallas. So, I've got let's just say I've got a pretty good feel for what it takes to put together one of these when you're sitting across the table from Bernie. And I wish these guys well, and I hope they've somewhere in their backyard they've got a money pit bigger than the one that BP is going to need in the Gulf.
Oh, man, that is a messed up situation there. We're talking to Ardy Arani. Ardy Arani's
man.
Insiders Report. It's Rob D'Amico, Michele Rahal. Again, 877-99 on Fox. Ardy, before we head out, get the quote of the day on this Memorial Day weekend and a special day of racing. Everything from the 500 to the 600 to we got Grand Am tomorrow, World Superbikes tomorrow. We got some great stuff lined up for this weekend.
Yeah, if you don't get your fix today, and great start to the racing this morning, wasn't it, guys, with Mark Webber having that victory snatched away by his teammates drilling him during the race, handing it to the McLaren duo.
Randy Mandy
scores the win.
Didn't do him any good.
Shuey beats his teammate into fourth. It was all good. But we got to give the quote to our buddy Bernie Ecclestone. As you can imagine, the media descended on him before the race.
Hold on. Did you have to pay him to use this quote, by the way?
Yeah.
No, we license him in perpetuity. Yeah. Repeat anything he says. So he was asked, so Bernie, we've heard New York and we've heard Vegas and all these cities vying. What caused you to pick Austin, Texas? And he looked right in the camera and said, well, they were prepared to do what we wanted.
Jeez,
God
that says
almighty.
it all. 877 Ardy Arani, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll talk to you next weekend.
You got it, guys. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. It's Rob D'Amico, Michele Rahal. We continue Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. Hang on.